Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate a very first free shaping exercise. What free shaping is where you capture a behavior the dog is doing without any sort of input from you. The dog is just doing something you want him to do, and you mark it and reward it. And the idea behind free shaping is that the dog learns to make the connections, and without so much input, or in true free shaping, any input from the handler. And this has a really good impact on their thinking ability. So dogs that can free shape are usually pretty good problem solvers. They'll try a number of different things, offer behaviors, and it's really useful. It's actually a really nice way for the dog to have to try to figure out what the handler wants. There are people who do the vast majority of their training with free shaping. I am not one of them. It requires a lot of patience. It requires excellent timing. I have patience, I have timing, but I don't have enough of either to be a super free shaper. With that being said, however, I do free shape some exercises, particularly the start of my retrieves with my dogs, because I want them to understand and figure out, go get this object, put my teeth on it, hold it, bring it back to you. Drake can hear me talking and knows I have treats and he's ready to work. So this is his very first time. This is, again, like I was saying with Indy, this is the start of a place bed exercise. And he has never seen that bed before. So this is the first time he's actually going to interact with the bed. And what I'm going to be looking for is when he goes over and approaches it, I'm going to mark. I'm going to use a clicker for free shaping. For whatever reason, the clicker really does seem to be more effective for these exercises. And I always condition all my dogs to both a verbal marker, YES, and a clicker as well. Because again, for whether it's acting on a slightly different part of their brain, I don't know the science behind why the clicker seems to make a greater impression in these exercises, but that does seem to be the case. So personally, I don't want to carry a clicker on the field. If my dog is at a distance, I can elevate my voice so that he can hear me at a distance that he might not hear the clicker. But for these kind of exercises, I really like the clicker and I recommend it. Thank you, Drakey. Drake is super environmentally sound. So when I open up that crate, my guess is he's going to run right over to that place bed to investigate it. And when he does, I'm going to click it and I'm going to put a piece of food near the place bed. And then I'm just going to stand back and wait for him to interact with it again. One of the things with free shaping is you will have to mark behaviors that are close to or in the area of what you want the eventual behavior to be. You can't necessarily wait for the dog to do the full behavior. So if you wanted to, say, free shape it down, you would start, and when the dog kind of started to lower its head, you would click and mark. Then the dog might, go to drop its elbows a little bit, you would click and mark. So you're building steps towards the behavior, and then ultimately the dog goes ahead and does it. So with the place bed, all I want him to do is to get up on it and learn to not get off it, right? So I don't care if he sits, I don't care if he downs. What I eventually want him to do, though, is to stay on that bed, one right there, and knowing that those are the boundaries and he just can't get off it. He can do whatever he wants on it, but he can't get off it. With this place bed, because the floor is slippery, make sure it's on a stable foundation for a skittish dog or a larger dog. What I anticipate he's going to be fine if the place bed moves a little bit, but if not, obviously be mindful of your dog when you're setting up your training environment. So I'm going to open him up, let him out of the crate, and we'll just see what he does. All right? Ready, Drake? Wait. when he looks at me for help, I'm just like, no, you gotta figure it out. And see, it is moving a little bit, so. And you just wait. He's got one foot on, but I was waiting for. And again, when the dog is conditioned to the clicker, I click at the moment that he's actually put his, and I missed that one. Got 4 feet on, so even if the food hasn't been delivered by the time he actually gets it, he still gets marked, because again, he knows that when he hears that sound, it was what he was doing at the moment. Waited a little bit for stability there. Now I'm going to see if he's going to think about laying down. He may not, and this is really good, even if he doesn't. But I'll just see what he's going to do. And you have to kind of be willing to abandon your plan, change your criteria based on the dog's response. And so it was obvious to me he was not going to go ahead and lay down. So I'm like, all right, I still want him to know that what I want is for him to stay on the touch or on the place bed, even if I move around. And so you can see within, I don't know, 3 minutes, however long we've been doing this, he's already staying on the bed while I'm circling him. So that's not bad progress for one session. And again, like I said, this is not my strongest area of training, but I do like it. I do use it occasionally. So give him a bunch at the end, and then say, "We're done, free." Yeah, boy. All right. Hopefully you could maybe use that, and it's really good for training tricks. Yeah, good boy. And for other behaviors, and also it definitely helps you. I should have put that up. It also helps you to improve your timing and figure out how your dog learns and how to get them to be really invested in the training process. So I encourage everyone to give free shaping a shot. All right. Have a great day.